Located in northern Europe, Estonia is the smallest of the three Baltic nations. The country's landscape is mostly flat, but in the south, along the borders with Latvia and Russia, it's more hilly. The small town of Otepää in this southern part of the country is the hub for winter sports in Estonia. After wrestling, cross-country skiing is the sport in which the nation has enjoyed the most success at the Olympics. Andrus Virpalu and Kristina Šmiun-Vähi, who each won 2 cross-country gold medals at the Olympics, were both based here in Otepää during their careers. Their achievements take pride of place in the Estonian Winter Sports Museum in the heart of the town. Also on show in the museum are the medals that were won by one of Estonia's most talented young athletes, a teenager by the name of Rene Zahkna. The 18-year-old biathlete secured 2 silvers at last year's Winter Youth Olympics in Innsbruck.
Last year, the museum asked me if I was willing to donate the medals that I'd won at the Youth Olympics, and I agreed straight away to hand them over. That happened around the same time that I came here to Otepää to attend the winter sports school. I thought there was no point in keeping the medals at home. I wanted lots of people to see them, and now they can. They're the first and so far only medals that Estonia has won at the Youth Olympics.
Biathlon is a combination of shooting and cross-country skiing. The origins of the sport can be traced back to the exercises of the Norwegian military, and the first competition is believed to have taken place in the 18th century. In biathlon, competitors race over distances between 6 and 20 kilometres, and there are time penalties given for each target that's missed during the shooting rounds. Following his success at the Youth Olympics, Rene won gold earlier this year at the Estonian National Championships in the under-19 pursuit category.
I got into biathlon when I was 13. In my first competition here in Estonia, I came 5th, and from there I went on to improve slowly year by year. 2011-2012, that was my breakthrough season. Although I have to admit that I was a little surprised when I won the 2 silver medals at the Youth Olympics in Innsbruck.
Hailing from Võru, some 40 kilometres away, Rene moved here to Otepää last year. He combines his sport with his studies at the Estonian Winter Sports School. Ritt Dahlberg is the director of the institute.
We have 53 students between the ages of 16 and 19 here. The students are expected to do well in both the sporting and the academic spheres. These young hopefuls are the future of Estonian sport.
The majority of the students at the school specialise in either biathlon or cross-country skiing, and they're put through their paces by a number of different coaches. In the summer months, the athletes work hard on their strength and conditioning. The teenagers live on site. Rene rooms with Thomas Kuus, a budding cross-country skier from his hometown of Võru. The pair have been best friends since primary school.
When Rene won his medals in Innsbruck, we weren't at this school. We were both still studying in Võru. Everybody at the school in our hometown was ecstatic. We were just so happy about the news. And when he returned from Innsbruck, it was like 3 in the morning, and me and around 20 other friends were waiting for him outside his house with a huge cake and flowers.
Rene will graduate from the sports school in a year's time. All of the teenagers' teachers and coaches have been more than impressed with his attitude and effort since he's been here, and they're confident that he can make the successful transition from the junior ranks to the seniors.
Rene is doing really well. He's a smart boy, and he generally manages to excel in both his studies and his sport. I can't speak highly enough of him. He's very thorough and very creative, and he also has a bit of a cheeky side. But then again, who doesn't?
The winters can be long and cold in Estonia. When we met up with Rene, he was enjoying the opportunity to train in the warmer weather.
If you ask me whether I'm more of a winter or more of a summer person, then I would have to say that I'm actually more of a spring person. I do enjoy the winter with all the snow, but I really like spring when things start to warm up a little. That's my favourite season.
Biathlon is a sport that combines the endurance of cross-country skiing with precision small-bore rifle marksmanship. The rifle weighs around 3.5 kilograms, and carrying it around puts an extra strain on the body. The target range shooting distance is 50 meters, and your position alternates between standing and lying down.
When people miss the target, they often blame it on their heart beating too fast. What happens is that the beat can affect your concentration. There's a lot going on in your head during the shooting. But if you're mentally strong, then you can hold your nerve. Also, during the shooting, you can find yourself breathing really heavily, and that can cause you to make some silly mistakes and miss the target. But there are techniques you can employ, and with experience, you can deal with all of these issues.
Along with his coaches at the academy, Rene also trains under the guidance of his father Hilar, who is himself a former biathlete. He competed at the 1992 Winter Olympics in Albertville and the 94 Games in Lillehammer.
Rene was very independent as a child, and he's still very independent today. That's one of his main characteristics. Another thing is that he will always let you know what he thinks and how he feels. He's easy to train because he understands the process, and he will always tell you if something is wrong. Some biathletes reach their peak at the age of 26 or 27. It depends on the individual. And there are some biathletes who reach their peak when they're in their early 20s. Rene is only 18, so it's of course still early days. In around 3 or 4 years' time, I think we'll see some great results from him amongst the senior ranks.
The hope is that Rene will go on to emulate the feats of Estonia's most successful biathlete, Kaia Parve. She represented the former Soviet Union before independence in 1991 and won 7 World Championship gold medals. The only thing missing from her career was Olympic glory, and that's something that Rene Zahkna is desperate to achieve.
Next year are the 2014 Olympics in Sochi. I don't have any plans to go there. I don't even think I stand a chance of qualifying unless some sort of miracle happens or if somebody gets injured. If I did manage to go to the Olympics, that would be a huge deal for me and for my family. At this stage in my career, I know that amongst the juniors I can compete and win. But the competition amongst the seniors is just so much tougher. I'm just starting out, and I hope that by the time the 2018 Olympics roll around, I'll be a real contender for a medal. That's the dream.